Alright, let's talk about a book here today. A Star Wars book, new canon. Bloodline by Claudia Gray. This book's a political book. Very heavy political book about Princess Leia. And the end of her political career in the Senate. In it, Leia teams up with a senator named Ransom Casterfo, and they try to take down the Amaxine Warriors, a group of paramilitary soldiers that are just going to try to destroy the New Republic. Leia assembles a team, and they tried to stop this Amaxine Warrior uprising that's going to happen. The book's very interesting because the first half of it I found absolutely dull. And then about halfway through, I understood the point of this book. We're going to get into spoilers here. We're seeing the First Order for the first time in the canon. We had what I assume was a brief glimpse of what is to come. In Aftermath Life Debt, I think we're getting more of one, but we officially have them called the First Order. And we discover how, quite possibly you can put two and two together, how the First Order rises to power. The Senate is a complete mess right now. You have two big parties, sort of like what we have in America. We got the populace, which is Leia's party, which are for planets having ruling over themselves. And then we have the centrists, which is what Ransom Casterfo's party is, which are for a large galactic government, sort of what we have with the Empire. We see that Leia is tired of the Senate. Nothing gets done. There's no chancellor anymore. Mon Mothma ruined everything. I mean, some people are like, "Oh, it's so great we don't have a military," and I'm like, "Gee, I wonder how the First Order took power." Since Mon Mothma at the end of Aftermath has started to demilitarize the New Republic. We see where that leads, and they really don't have a military anymore. They have some. It's more for show than anything else. But it's a weird time in the Republic. Leia's just done. She wants to be with Han. She wants to be with her son Ben, who she hasn't seen in a long time because he's off training with Luke. Ben has not murdered all the Jedi and become Kylo Ren. Unfortunately, this book suffers from a few things. Number one, I guarantee Claudia Gray wrote more stuff with Ben in it, but editorial made her remove it, and thus we don't really get the mother-son reactions I would love to have had in this book. Because really, there's only one flashback with Ben, and it's him as a baby, and Han holding his son. We don't really get that. Next, we don't get any Chewbacca or Luke. Or Lando. We don't get any Luke at all in this book. Because I guess it's not allowed to talk about Luke anymore. You can't. You can't talk about Luke after Return of the Jedi. Unless it's like very heavily edited and he's a supporting character. You can't have him in here at all, which is really irritating. No Chewbacca. I guess life debts don't mean anything to Han and Chewie, like they did in the EU, where Wookiees have a life debt. But no, that's not a thing anymore. Chewbacca's on Kashyyyk or whatever. And lastly, no Lando. Again. Why does everyone snub Lando? I don't get it. Lando's a really cool character, and they never do anything with him. This was a problem in the EU where he rarely shows up. But it's really bad in this new canon, where they're supposed to be more diverse. We barely get any Lando, like, ever. And then we get to what the point of this book was. Apparently, Luke and Leia never told the galaxy that Vader was their father, and so it gets leaked, and Leia's political career is ruined. Which is fine. It's weird they didn't, but they don't. They leak their. She gets her shit leaked, and it is what it is. But we get Leia's final, the grand finale of Leia being in the Senate, and she forms the Resistance. No Poe Dameron, of course. We're not going to get Poe just yet. I think he's too young to be enlisted in the Resistance. I don't even know if he's enlisted in the New Republic Navy yet, so who knows. And, of course, we get the First Order. They're there. They just haven't made their move yet. And that was cool. But the best part of this book, the best scenes in this book, and this is said by several people, are the political scenes. Because it really hammers out the fact that the New Republic doesn't function properly. They just can't get anything done because they're so just like not going to back away from their beliefs. They won't compromise. But the weakest part in a Star Wars book is the action. It's very straightforward and bland, and not a lot of it, which was good. They threw some things in there, and it was just the weakest part of the book. So overall, what do I give this book? Give it 3 out of 5 stars. One of the better New Republic, New Canon books. Is it great? No. But if you're really into the New Canon and you want to read something that's closer to Force Awakens than Aftermath, this is a better book. In fact, don't read Aftermath. Read this book. It sets up some stuff for Force Awakens that I think people will really, Force Awakens fans will really get something out of this book. EU fans won't, of course. But yeah, well, that's it for this New Canon review. Join me next New Canon review when I review Aftermath Life Debt. Kill me, please. But first, I'll review something non-Star Wars. Stay tuned for that next week. Have a nice day.